guys, it's Ginger here. So this is a build that I wanted to kind of show the world that I kind of had an idea for when I initially saw the announcement video for the Sims 4 High School Years pack. So here you can probably see me because I'm recording the audio after I've done the build, just for continuity's sake, so I can kind of explain without without messing up my words as much. But essentially, I came up with the idea because I saw the carousel that is featured in the game pack on the pier, the little carnival rides and things like that. And I thought that it reminded me heavily of a book that I read, Point 57. And the kind of storyline goes that I don't know if you guys have read it, but the storyline generally goes that one of the main characters is sort of a runaway. Not quite, but he's, a little bit out there, kind of sticking to the shadows a little bit. And he lives underneath an abandoned kind of sort of carnival. I wouldn't say it's abandoned per se, but it's quite run down and he lives underneath it. So, living the kind of rags to riches life. Which is really cool, and that's the kind of idea, the kind of vibes I got when I saw the carousel. Um, I thought it was really cool, and I kind of wanted to do a build based around it. It's probably not the best build. I wouldn't say I'm the best builder in the world. But generally speaking, I just thought it was a good idea. I myself wanted to do a Let's Play Rags to Riches, and I thought, well, I like the storyline. It seems pretty unique, pretty cool. I wanted to give it a try. So this is me building the kind of lot that I'm going to use in the Let's Play, which I hope that I'll upload at some point soon. But this is me kind of just putting it together. It is pretty raggedy. It's not the best build. Pretty simple because it is rags to riches, so the character's not gonna have, like, the Sims not gonna have a lot when we start. So here I've kind of like gone through most of the debug items. I did think you could get more because I did when I downloaded the pack initially after release. I thought you could get more items. And here I'm like placing a truck down, I think. But in the end, I didn't use it because it just didn't fit the vibe. Obviously, it's supposed to be abandoned carnival. It didn't really fit what I wanted to go for. So instead, I kind of went for just more basic bits and pieces. Not a lot of landscaping going on. Again, because it is going to be a rags to riches, so I didn't put much focus on making things look pretty or cute because it's supposed to look terrible. Hopefully at some point I'll do an update video, through my Let's Play. If my sim manages to make enough dosh, we can upgrade and I can show that off a little bit more. But that was my general idea behind this, is I thought it'd be pretty cool if your sim could like live underneath a carnival ride, kind of like hiding out. So here I'm building the basement area. I do move it eventually because it just doesn't match the spacing that I wanted. I wanted the entrance to be right underneath the sort of entrance that you see behind like the rabbit hole on the carnival ride. So I'm like kind of messing around here trying to figure out like where I want the ladder to go. I end up using a trellis from the new pack because I think it looks really good, and also it kind of gives me, like in this scenario, more I guess haphazard growth vibes. So the plant is growing because it's, run down and no one's really taking care of it. So this is me like kind of messing around with the general shape, just trying to figure it out. I'm quite excited with this pack. I did recently also get the werewolf pack, which I haven't had a chance to play with yet, but I do use a lot of the items in this build because I just thought obviously it's quite run down. It makes sense. And put some lighting in. Obviously the lighting's a little bit weird on the entrance because of the light coming through, it's like the hall of the ladder. If you do hear me coughing, it is because I have recently recovered from COVID, and I unfortunately still have the kind of throat cough kind of situation going on, um, which probably has also made me sound a little bit more grumbly than normal. Uh, but yeah, so I used a lot of the wealth packs. I'm just super excited about about some of the new packs that The Sims have brought out recently, and I'm super excited to actually be getting the opportunity to play with them now. Um, I do not unfortunately have like every single pack. So my designs tend to be quite basic and use a lot of the similar kind of content. Um, but here I'm kind of messing around with just different items that I can potentially put down here that won't make it too overly cluttered and too intense. Um, and also too expensive because obviously I need it to be kind of more desolate because it's like definitely it needs to be a rags to riches situation. So I stick a desk in because I think, rags to riches, teenagerdom, school, the Sim's gonna need something. I also mess around with the doors a little bit. I do change this door, I think soon because I realize it's just not quite what I want, for that space. Yeah, there we go. I changed it over, and then I changed the door on the bathroom too because that little nook is supposed to be the bathroom. I was like, oh, we don't want an archway. We don't want anyone to be able to see you being. Um, so I changed that out for a chunkier door, and then I kind of just put like really cheapish items in the bathroom again. Um, just really basic items to keep the cost low, mainly for the continuity of like the let's play, the playthrough that I want to do. Um, Again, I know that it's not probably the best design, um, but for this I wanted it to be pretty simple, pretty classic, messy rundown, which I guess is pretty easy to do. So I'm using some of the wolf pack, like for decor with the cracks and the marks and the kind of just general rundown features. I think I also used a few more decor items, but I cannot remember what. I think I might have used a pet item for the wall, but you can't actually quite see it. It's there, but it's not quite viewable. And I think graffiti definitely, because apart from my sim, there will have been other sims, like other people down there exploring, graffitiing up the place, using it as like a base of operations for like nefarious means. Probably sleeping rough that whole situation. Because if my teenage sim can get in there, then I suppose other people could too. I decided to put a little trunk in there just because I thought it looked a little bit too desolate. I also moved the chairs into the next area, and I do end up moving the kitchen around a little bit because I just didn't like the layout. I definitely want to update it, upgrade it at some point. So I kind of mess around here, thinking like maybe I want to do like a side thing, and then I decide no. It works easier, better if there is only two counters, especially since I want to keep the cost low. So I end up removing them all and then moving everything to make better space. Yeah, so I'm moving everything over just to make it kind of more cozy. And I end up moving the living room as well, the living space, into the bedroom because it just made sense for it to kind of go in there. So I add a little counter, um, and some of the more rundown stores, the ones there we go that you see. I'm just adding a little bit more clutter to the space, make it look a little bit more like it's been messed with. The newspapers on the floor I do change the color of, I believe, because I just think that they look a little bit too put together for the space. Um, they're definitely much too nice looking, and not crumpled and not dirtied in any way. So my main concern was that it just looks too perfect to be in that space. Adding a desk to the chair, a desk to the chair, a chair to the desk, and some little decor, like, you know, clutter items. And even though I know those are obviously curtains for the windows, I just like how they look in general. They just look really good on the walls, from the werewolf pack. So I just added those in a few places sporadically, just to, I guess, keep the walls from being too bare. Because we don't have a huge selection of graffiti items for the walls, and I didn't want to keep reusing them. So I thought, you know, another way to kind of keep the walls looking less bare would be to add those curtains. Add in the little bookcase there because I feel like it just fit the vibe. Obviously, using a lot of the werewolf pack again here. I did in the lights because even though I do want to save cost, obviously for the challenge, for the playthrough, I did like the look of the lights as well. I felt like it gave it a little bit more industrial vibe. I accidentally pulled out the wrong item and it kind of like it was a large one and it kind of blew up across the screen. Um, put down a tiny little TV for, you know, entertainment, super cheap, super run down. Put down some rugs, make it look more run down. The stuff on the walls, gross things. More little bits of wall decor that act as graffiti. I don't know. It's obviously like really messy vibes. It's not my usual kind of decoration that I would go for, but for the purpose of a rags to riches sort of vibe, and also underground carnival would, I felt like it would work a little bit better if it was not super perfect, amazing, expensive. Um, so it looking pretty cluttered, pretty messy. The vibes I was going for. Adding more graffiti here. And get change the graffiti over because I prefer that one. It's quite bright compared to the rest of the space. So here I'm just kind of like getting rid of a few items and just making sure that everything looks all right. I did think of adding the flower attire, but in the end I thought, you know, my teenage sim runaway would not be planting flowers. Um, so I just added some wildflowers, some more grass to make it look a little bit more overgrown. Again, super basic. Um, just to keep the kind of desolate vibes. And then I do go back and I add just some terrain paint to most of the areas. I'm actually super excited to get stuck into the pack. Been waiting for a while. It's actually probably the first time I really pre-ordered a Sims pack because I've just been so excited for it. Um, so I'm looking forward to get into the Let's Play and actually, you know, do Rags to Riches. Hopefully it goes okay. I don't completely screw it up for my poor lad. And I think that is about it. So that is the design. It's super basic, not the best overall, but definitely something that I can work on. I can do an update when my sim hopefully makes it a little bit more Maybe even keep the carnival the carnival ride overall. Oh, there we go. I changed the color there of the newspaper. I just think it looks a lot better that way. But yeah, this is the build I'm going to be using for my Let's Play, so hopefully if you like this, you will want to check it out. And hopefully I'll do more of an elaborate build of the carnival ride in future. I think I went back and added a few decorations. Yeah, some lamps and things. As I felt like the lighting was a little bit too dark down there. Um, Minus the entrance. I feel like the entrance being dark was probably a good kind of thing for continuity for the storyline's sake. So you know, if people can't see down there, then they can't find that someone is living there. You know, that my teen sim is living there. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I hope that you will watch my Let's Play when that is uploaded soon. See you all later.